Now, Austin Azu joins us from Delta State, Asaba, the capital. Thank you very much, Austin, for joining us this evening. Good to have you here. Austin, day 2, Delta Economic Investment Summit is wrapped up in Asaba, and the state government is pushing hard to position Delta as an investment haven. Can you tell us about what you might have missed? Well, especially looking at the turnout and the prospectus that was presented by global local investors today. How strong is the commitment on ground beyond the usual rhetoric to translate these MOUs and presentations into actual physical projects?
All right. Good evening, Mazino. Of course, quite agree with me that over the years, Delta have been known to be an oil-producing state. But from this 2026 Mixed Summit and investment organized by the Delta State government, of course, it has been revealed to us that Delta State contributes just about of crude oil, which happens to be one of the main resources of the country. Diversifying the economy is what everybody's talking about, particularly the government, and bringing these international economic players to Delta to give them the enabling environment for them to establish their businesses, for them to strive. Of course, what other persons we interviewed rightly alluded to, there are some other natural resources in the state which they claim that has not really been tapped into in terms of kaolin, in terms of coal and other natural gas. Of course, most of all these natural resources, if we're harnessed, look, the states are far ahead of every other state in Nigeria. Like some other speakers who spoke yesterday, today, they actually said that yes, Delta is indeed blessed, but needed to be put in place to ensure that they are able to enhance these natural resources. And of course, the state governments cannot do it alone. Private individuals are there to drive the economy beyond where it is at this point in time. Hence, the governor organized this summit so that global investors, local investors, and of course, some other individuals who are likely come to invest in Africa will find Delta State as a safe haven for them to invest. Don't forget whether Delta State government has offered over 100 million US dollars as the risk for investors to come into the state to come and invest. Of course, the security has been guaranteed, and of course, the enabling environment has been provided. And Delta State can Delta State can be say that yes, it has over 3 seaports, Warri Seaport, Koko Seaport, and Sapele Seaport. And if all these are well harnessed together, that the blue economy that everyone is talking about, that Delta State can actually field Nigeria as a whole. Beyond that as well, the proposals submitted by these key players, they revealed some of the areas they want to go into airline, into mining, into oil and gas, into agriculture.
Austin, I'm sorry, I want to get one word in there, Austin, real quick. You were talking about investments. It's one thing to bring investors, it's another thing to assure them that, well, especially regarding security. Governor Sheriff Agweri made strong assurances regarding security and an enabling environment during the panel session for today. From your interactions with the prospective partners and participants, what are the immediate bottlenecks or concerns that they are raising, particularly regarding infrastructure and also policy consistency?
Yes, in terms of infrastructure, the government have said that yes, they are provided infrastructure, but most of these local farmers precisely are still clamoring for more infrastructure in terms of most of their roads that leads to their farms and so on and so forth. But the real bottleneck expressed by most of them is the aspect of this herders-farmers clash, which has become a real serious concern to the government and to private individuals as well. And of course, from what the assurances given by the state government, that is working towards it to address it. But just a few days ago, the Delta State Police Command held a security stakeholders engagement with the herders leadership and, of course, some other stakeholders to find a way to curb these issues of herders farm clash, and, of course, to identify and profile those who are coming into the state. And I think this was done in collaboration with the state government because the local government chairman were in attendance, and beyond that, other stakeholders as well. So it's something that the government, to a large extent, seems to be taking very serious because they have often said that they want to prioritize the security of residents of the state above every other issue that has to do with personal interest.
Prioritize security.
From what they have done so far, they have been able to establish.
Yes. Prioritize security. I think that will be plenty, especially for the people of Delta State, where I'm from, by the way. Thank you very much, Austin Azu, for bringing us that information from the summit. Thank you.